Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for March 5th, 2023. Tonight is our triumphant return of our commissioner. He has been in the weeds. He has been in the wilderness wandering, but he is back home. We're happy to have him back. Commish, what's the good word?
I'm very tired. I'm just gonna say that. A lot of sleepless nights. A lot of different things that have.
You want to share your
that have
news? You can share it.
Sure. I mean, I will speak with the wife after this to see if she's comfortable with it. But
Yeah, that's fine.
we can cut here or not. But I welcomed a baby girl.
Yeehaw.
A few weeks ago.
A few seasons ago.
I don't even know what day it is, man. I honestly don't know for sure. I just know I've met up with somebody who one of the committee members who came in to town, and we ate, and I kind of just broke it down by I know what day it is when it's all I know is it's a weekend or it's not a weekend. That's all I know. Do I have to wake up to take the one kid to school or do I not? So that's the only thing that I have differentiation going on right now. I really wanted to do this because it's fun, and the little one is sleeping along with the wife. So hopefully I can go through this recording and just try to, I guess, talk to normal people.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily normal people.
I was just saying, implying that we are normal people.
I missed you guys. So
we missed you too.
We're going to limbo right under the bar of normal.
Yeah.
This is the wrong podcast to call people normal. Everybody gets offended.
Yeah, this is the only place where we all get offended. Wait, who's talking about normal? That's not us. No.
What are you talking about? We're sickos. Let's go.
Well, we've also got special guests. I guess at this point, you guys are no longer guests. You guys are semi-permanent members of the podcast. We have PittGirl and Beth.
Champions.
PittGirl, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Sunday.
Happy
I
Sunday.
have no specific takes outside of Happy Sunday. And welcome back, Commish, of course.
Beth, how are you?
I'm good. Apparently I'm at war with Stanford because a tree tried to kill me this week.
There we go.
Did you anger them in a previous episode at some point? Did we do that?
We've angered everyone at this point.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
I mean, I remember you insulting like little tiny St. Olaf in Minnesota. So,
If their
I'm
choir
sure you got around to Stanford
weren't
at
shit,
some
she wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah. Like, listen, bring your A games, guys. Maybe tune. I don't know.
Just saying.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
Woo!
Ooh. Oh man. So spicy. So spicy. Well, Commish, since you're back, I know you got to get some things off of your heart since you haven't been able to share those things with us. So
Yeah. I mean,
what you got on deck?
all right. The wife gave the go ahead to tell everybody.
There we
can
go.
public
Okay.
with it, so we're good there.
Cool.
We can cut there. So you
I'm
talked
leaving it all
about
in. It's fine.
leave it all in. I don't care.
That's
like
fine.
I did it first and didn't ask the wife for permission after, and then just say, "Hey, I can
And
cut."
I'm just not.
So
No, I'm not
leave-
cutting anything. Yeah.
Leave that shit in there. That's perfect. It's like he asked, he did it without asking. What a horrible husband.
It is always better to beg forgiveness than to ask for permission.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's right. Sure. She said yes, so we're good.
There you go.
You sound
So
like a Pac-12 commissioner.
That's right. Again, put us on some sort of streaming network. We're good. Ion, let's go. I mean, seriously, God, can we talk more about Scott Bakula? But
we went super heavy on Scott Bakula for about 2 weeks, and I'm not sure why.
I don't know. It just kept happening. Like the world revolves. I mean, we quantum leap back into Scott Bakula again here. So yes, let's do it.
Oh boy.
Maybe we can find our way home in the podcast. So no. So there was a few things you guys talked about, which I didn't get to talk about. I didn't put this on the notes, but y'all got to talk about the Brian Ferentz 25-point thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad. I wanted to talk about it. I got some tweets off. I'll do that, but I want to discuss that further. We'll leave that be. Like everybody's talking about doing a point counter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's going to be a point counter by like so many social media things.
Oh yeah.
For the Brian Ferentz point counter, but we're good there. You talked about the realignment of the SEC, and one thing you guys forgot to do is, point out that I want Vandy to become Texas's Kansas in the SEC. I want the vaunted Vandy offense to just take down Texas for no reason whenever they play them. Unexpectedly.
Good
I want
memes too. Like
Mhm.
it's been X number of days since Vandy beat Texas. Oh, so good.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Boat
If
cow
if
wars, let's go.
if I told you that Vandy and Texas have played 12 times, what do you think that win-loss record is?
9-3 Vandy.
Yeah, 10-2, Vandy.
Ooh. I don't think they've played for a long time. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you say 9-3 Vandy. If Vandy was 12-0, we would always be tweeting about that. So that's definitely not the case, but in my dreams it would have been. So I'm gonna say Vandy 7-5-1. There's gotta be a couple ties in there,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
It's
probably.
12
Yeah.
times? 7-4-1. Let's do that.
So close. 8-3-1. You did your math
Oh,
wrong.
I knew that was a tie. Come on.
8-3-1. Yep. The last time they played was 1928.
Yeah, that's correct.
Spectacular.
That was back in the days of the actual vaunted Vandy offense.
In
So-
1906, Vandy won 45-0.
I
So-
feel like the Hoover
just-
administration was probably good times for Vandy for lots of reasons.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you there. Yep.
It was the roaring 20s of the vaunted Vandy offense.
Mhm.
That's right. So I wanted to bring that up. You made a lot of different references to me trying to get ULM to do different things here to see if I was successful. The last one I think was mentioning me trying to get ULM in the NCAA tournament, regardless that they lost in the Sun Belt. At one point, they were tied for the lead in the Sun Belt, and then they lost 7 straight.
That'll do it.
And then the first round of the second round of the Sun Belt tourney, they lost. I think it was to Georgia Southern or Georgia State. So the NCAA declined to allow ULM. I am working with the CBI, the College Basketball Invitational, to please invite ULM. I don't know if that's going to happen.
After we get Detroit Mercy in there.
Yeah, Detroit Mercy versus ULM. Play them two together. That guy will definitely get the record for sure. I guarantee that. And all the eyeballs will be watching ULM men's basketball just because they're there playing the role of the Washington Generals.
There we go.
And as I mentioned earlier, I am tired as hell. I'm just happy to be back. So thank you so much for having me back, you guys. And I missed it. So let's get moving on with the show. And remind me to never decide to paint my kitchen cabinets again.
How did you feel? How did you feel about the new Utah flag? Do you have any flag opinions? Because I had lots of flag opinions.
I have flag opinions.
Like the Utah flag, like the beehive bevel
Yeah,
was
it's
very
great.
nice. The bevel was great. I think somebody in our mentions wanted us to talk about how bad Nebraska's flag is. And
bad.
it's like the worst flag. And then somebody in the mentions below, I don't know if this is true or not, that they flew the flag upside down for 10 days in a row and nobody noticed. So, and then I'm looking at that seal and I'm like, yeah, I mean, you can get away with that. Nebraska was in distress for 10 days and nobody knew.
Mhm.
Happy Scott Frost Day.
Again and again.
Speaking of Scott Frost.
Oh, at some point we will. We're also going to we'll be covering all the pledges to state flags because once I went down that rabbit hole, it was
Oh,
great.
God.
My current favorite one is the South Dakota flag pledge. I pledge loyalty and support to the flag and the state of South Dakota, land of sunshine, land of infinite variety. I've got some. I've got.
Wait. There's infinite variety.
In South Dakota.
Yep.
There's
we
flat,
sure?
and then there's different flat, and then there's some
Well,
hills.
there's
That's it.
there-
That's
there-
infinite.
They're hills and they're black, apparently. So that's
That's about
black
it.
hills. Yes.
So yes, we're
I don't know.
doing a lot of long episode. I may end up doing the a state pledge quiz where I take out the name of the state and make you guys guess which state. There's also some that require you to dedicate your life to those, like I will die for this state kind of pledges, and those are really intense.
Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe going forward, we'll do some like one on topic college football general sicko stuff, and then a completely off topic episode, one a week. Just change it up in the
Yeah.
off season. Why the hell not?
PittGirl, are we ready to announce our devilish plan?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
born ready. Yes, we do have, and we've mentioned this on the show previously, I think.
Mhm.
But in addition to Pennsylvania Town Pronunciation Challenge, Beth and I have devised a bonus round for that, which is 2 Pennsylvania towns and a lie. So
Oh,
stay
Jesus
tuned for
Christ.
that.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
I can hear the evil laughter from Beth right now.
Oh my
I
God!
get to see it. It's like she's just loving it.
I'm so
So-
fucked.
So wait. I'm ready for this one. So whenever y'all want to spring this, let's do it. We'll switch it up a little bit for the off season. Let's do the on topic, as far as we're on topic, which we're rarely, but general college football, college sports vicinity area, and then we'll definitely switch it up and do something just wild and crazy. Just because,
I like it.
who the hell cares? Let's just have some fun.
I
Yep.
like it.
We have spent an embarrassing amount of time coming
yeah.
up with.
This is gonna be good.
Okay,
Thanks,
this
Beth.
is
Yeah, we have to make an actual Google Doc at some point.
Yeah, rather than just have it be a horrible series of messages.
Yeah, we'll also make sure that we bring in at least one more player for this one, so we got at least a 3-person. Good. I like this, guys. Good job. Bravo.
bravo. I look forward to it.
I want to start with some Formula One talk, and I'm going to remind myself to insert some Formula One sounds or here. I thought, by the way, that my Road to Toledo sound, little musical sting was great, but Commish said it was something. I'm just going to say I liked it. It was but I'll come up with a better one for our Formula One segment.
It
Did I
sounded
just
like
say,
the
like-
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music.
That's what I was
and
trying.
liked that.
If someone tried to take the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music and just compose it very poorly on a very cheap MIDI synthesizer, that's what it was supposed to be.
Do you want me to just like grab a trombone and just like? Meow?
Actually, I have a trombone, and I may do that.
I've got one like right there.
I said it was interesting, but
I know what you
something.
fucking mean by interesting. I know. Okay, I'm
I'm
not.
half asleep. I'm just looking for words, man.
I'm
Come
not
on.
fucking. I get what you mean by interesting. I know. I've been around enough. Thank you. I've called people's compositions interesting before. Okay, I know what that means.
All right, I can't say interesting.
Oh
Right.
God, that's
This is interesting.
oh,
I know what that means. Oh,
All
this piece for 3.5 hands for piano. It's a really interesting piece. Yeah, I've said that before. Okay, just saying.
yeah.
I
You
have
guys
no
made
idea
some
what that means.
interesting choices.
Yeah, those are interesting choices. Anyways, best part about today's race. First off, it was the new season. This is the first race of this season. Had lots of new drivers out there. Lots of drivers in new cars. First off, Aston Martin had a great race. They're looking really good. Old man Fernando Alonso, 41 years old, ends up in the points.
Wait, you just said old man, and he's my age. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, feeling that age. Oh, yeah.
41 years old.
Woo,
Mhm.
having some fun.
He looked every bit of just old tired man at the end of that too. He was very happy, but just very tired. The more entertaining thing is that Ferrari's car decided it was doing too well and just stopped moving. We're doing this again, guys. Charles Leclerc was in third place, having a really good race behind the two Red Bulls, and then his car just stopped, rolled to a dead stop, power unit issue. And this was after, during qualifying, pieces were coming off of his car.
This is like classic Italian sports car.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. A+. No
Hey,
notes.
listen, whatever you have to do to cut weight, I get it.
It reminds me of like old Top Gear episodes where they would get, 3 Ferraris that you could get for under $1,000, and they
Mhm.
would just literally shake themselves apart.
Yeah, like drive it through the Okavango Delta.
Yep, exactly right. And this was exactly that. You couldn't have written it better because we were all joking about this, and then the thing happened. The car just stopped going. And
So wonderful.
And Charles, poor Chucky Leclerc is just, he's a young kid. He's young and he's just so pissed off. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him because I'd be pissed off if my car just stopped too.
Mhm.
People were saying like I wouldn't trust Charles. I think Alex Kirchner said like I wouldn't trust Ferrari to drive me to the airport. I can't disagree.
And that's tough for me. My kiddo, he's a huge Ferrari fan because his favorite color is red, and he loves Carlos Sainz. And so when Leclerc went down, I'm like, oh God, please, Carlos, please let his car keep working. And my favorite thing that my kiddo says about Carlos Sainz, he's from Spain. He calls him Carlos Science.
Okay.
Like he can't say his name right, so he's Carlos Science.
Being a Ferrari fan is excellent preparation for being a Pirates fan later in life.
Oh, he's already got a Pirates hat, so he's good
Yeah.
to go.
I don't put my weird, awful fandoms on my kid. Okay, purposely don't do that.
My
I
dad
don't
did
te-
it to me. It's
You can
he
stop the
passed-
cycle. You can
No.
stop this.
No, it's not happening. We're stubborn. We're going forward.
God.
He did it to me. He passed his name on to me. I did the same to my kid. He's getting the
Absolutely.
Pirates fandom
Not to
too.
do
He's
this.
getting it all.
You can let him be a Houston, let him be an Astros fan.
No.
No,
Be a
don't do
Rangers
that. That's
fan. Do
awful.
something.
See, like, I grew up as, like, a Pirates fan by birth and a West Virginia fan, and then whenever it came time to pick an NBA team, my dad sat there and watched me pick the Pacers and just let this happen.
I'm just happy
See?
you didn't pick the Sixers or the Cavs.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
that's true.
Absolutely not.
Other fun bits during the pre-race walk. Lando Norris, who's his first year for McLaren, clearly the car had not been going great during qualifying, during testing. They asked him, "Is the car difficult to drive, or is it just too slow?" And Lando's response was, "It's both."
Wait, it's not
Ouch.
his first. It's not his first year with McLaren, right?
Is it
It's like his
not?
third, right?
I thought he switched this year. Hold up.
I thought it's third.
The best part of the podcast, Sickos Committee Googles things.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Never mind. No, he's been with McLaren for like 6 years. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. Sorry, yeah. So
The
let
other
me.
driver for McLaren is new.
That's right. Yeah. So Norris is like, yeah, no, it's hard to drive and it's slow. Great. He ended up in 18th, so things are going great.
Wait, he ended up in 18th with, count it, 6 pit stops.
That's right.
You got
Almost hit the record.
The record for most pit stops, and this, they only run 57 laps, so that's I can't do math right now. So is that like almost every 8 laps he had a pit stop?
Basically, he ended up 2 laps behind. I said 18th. It was actually 17th because I forgot that Esteban Ocon basically got pulled when he got in the pit because Esteban Ocon got a penalty for something, and then while serving that penalty, managed to get another penalty and then another penalty. So it just kept piling on, and it looked like at some point Alpine was just like, "No, we're stopping. You're not doing this anymore."
It's penalties all the way down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Lastly, Lance Stroll came in 6th, even with broken wrists and toes and coming off surgery. I did not know how recently he had the bike accident. That was only 2 weeks ago. He had
Dang.
surgery about 10 days
Whoa.
ago on his wrists and toes, or his wrists especially, and was driving today
Okay.
and came in
Under-
6th.
Under the influence of what?
I assume massive amounts of Toradol. Once again, we're back with enough Toradol to stun a moose. And
Seems safe.
and then he clipped Fernando Alonso, his teammate, at the very beginning of the race, and they did not tell Alonso what happened. Alonso did not know it was Lance that hit him, and basically they said nothing to him. And at the very end, they're like hugging real big because, again, he did not know at this point. I wonder what they told him.
There was a picture on the no context F1
Mm-hmm.
when Alonso, he got third, and they go to the little area where the podium drivers, the top 3, they go there before they get on the podium, and they're showing clips from the race, and Alonso's looking at the screen, and there's an image of Lance hitting his car right in front of his face. So I think that's possibly where he first found out that Lance hit him, essentially in the, I don't even know, it was the second turn of the race. Like,
Yeah, it was real early.
So I think that's when he found out. It's not going to take his smile away because the race is over.
Oh, I'm so glad F1's back. God, I
I
forgot how much I love it.
I want to shout out the Aston Martin, I guess, like the team principal name. It's Mike Crack.
Hmm?
That's it, Mike Crack. That's all I wanted to say.
Gonna let you guess. Mike Crack with a surname like Crack. Nationality.
English. This guy has to be the most English man alive.
Beth?
I'm gonna say he's Dutch.
Dutch?
Scots.
All are wrong. He's Luxembourgish.
That's not real.
He's
you can rent the whole
Luxembourgish.
country. Not real.
He might be the whole country. Did you know there is a Luxembourgish diaspora?
That's right next to the Netherlands. I got to get partial credit.
That's like a trip to the store.
Is that the one where you can rent the whole country? Is that Liechtenstein? I can't
That's
remember.
Liechtenstein.
There's
Okay.
Liechtenstein.
I get all my micronations mixed up.
Yeah. Luxembourg is like comparatively large.
Right, it's
Actually,
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a board for the board game Power Grid that is the Benelux nations. I also have a board game called Thurn and Taxis, which is about the development of the German postal system. And I believe Luxembourg is one of your options there for paths. So there we go. I have weird board games, guys.
I'm shocked.
We will dip our toe into college football now, which again is theoretically what we do. First off, the NCAA has prohibited drones from flying over the playing surface or team area while teams are on the field. And I feel like this is lame.
Yeah.
2 questions. 1, how high up does the drone have to go before it's not technically within NCAA airspace?
Oh.
Do we need to get the
And-
FAA involved? The NCFAA?
Don't give them any more power, please.
And 2, please tell me that they're going to begin arming one of the referees to shoot down drones. Sorry, you've entered a restricted airspace.
We're taking
So
it down.
I want the ref that's on the sideline that controls the TV timeouts with the giant orange gloves to have a drone rocket launcher if he spots one. So
Oh my
the orange
goodness.
glove man has a new responsibility to shoot down any drones or anything like that.
And if they hit it, they get the painted rock with the runes, like the one guy who shot down a drone at a Renaissance fair.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The turnover bazooka. I like this.
You're telling me that that's not something that Army doesn't already have?
I wish. I did find out this year that the Arm versus Bowl, whatever the one that Baylor played in, that trophy was made out of, parts from Lockheed Martin from all 5 areas of their thing. There was like a tank part in there and
Yeah.
a spaceship part in there, and yeah.
You cannot tell me that the entire Big 12 would not be thrilled to add anti-aircraft weaponry to their
Yeah.
arsenal.
How great would that be?
It's already the shootinest
To have
conference. Let's go for it.
Yeah, the Red Raider running out, with anti-aircraft fire.
But Pistol Pete,
Oh Jesus. Okay, you know what? Pistol Pete is not licensed, but I don't think you have to be in Oklahoma, so it's fine.
doesn't matter. I just want a Pistol Pete logo with a rocket launcher now. So.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. I bet you I can make that work. Let me try that. I've
Design
been
is our
wanting.
passion.
I've really been wanting to get into editing Pistol Pete, and I think this may be what drives me there.
I think that's the episode title: Pistol Pete with a rocket launcher.
Which is, this whole thing is funny because we have other football conferences like the USFL that are like, nah, man, all we do is drones. It was FCF. The first time we watched FCF, like, all they have is a drone, and the drone operator couldn't follow the ball. It was great.
Oops, all drones.
Right.
So,
And what is the Skycam but a drone
Yeah.
on strings?
It's like a
Yeah, it's a
trained drone.
droney-anette.
A droney.
This is also just imagining like somewhere between here and 17776 you have drone football, right? Like
Yeah.
we haven't reached satellite football yet, but drone football could be coming soon to an earth near you.
I know what they mean by drone here. They mean the little like quadcopters, but in my mind, it's also predator drones. Like,
Yep.
that's exactly what I see over my head, though.
My Gundy won't like that.
Yeah, no, God, government's coming for him. He
Yeah,
knew it.
Milton trying to hit the drone with his rocket launcher arm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Get him,
absolutely.
Pistol Pete. Get him.
It's another predator drone buzzing
That's
the
the government,
Guardiansgate
Pistol
game.
Pete. Government's coming for us. That's the
Pistol Pete.
feds.
Pistol Pete would not be the only person shooting at that.
No.
No, not in Stillwater. No,
God, we've slandered Stillwater. We're doing good, guys. So
we love
tell me
Oklahoma State.
tell me about the South. So first off, I love the new Substack thing we're doing with what
yeah.
happened to this conference. The first one, the border conference, I'd never heard of it until we just started like doing that, poking around, and immediately became one of my favorite conferences. And a lot of our followers were like, this conference makes sense. Like, this is a geographic cohesive conference, and it makes total sense, and a lot of fun teams in there.
Yeah, that was one of the most interesting ones that I found. Again, just poking around on the internet, just half asleep, just looking at stuff, and I came across a Wikipedia. It says list of defunct college football conferences.
How do you not stay on that page?
I mean, there are so many. I mean,
There are a
tons.
lot.
I just, my eyes are wide open, and it's like 3 a.m, whatever. So I find a graphic, and it's just like the border conference. I'm like, what the hell is this? I find like a little newspaper article from like 1942, which of course I had to bevel and put that in there. So I started figuring out what was going on. I'm like, how long did this last? And I was like, there's no way it lasted that long. And I'm like, oh, it was almost like 30 years. And so I started digging and further and further. I actually reached out to the connection I made at New Mexico State. So, and I was like, hey, is there any way you could find like an actual like border conference logo? Because there was nothing online. He was unable to find anything. So it was just something that I just decided to dig and do that. That conference was incredible to me because once it broke up and where they're at now, they're all in different levels of college football, which there's not like a conference that's like that right now. So like, there's 3 Power 5 schools, there's 3 G5 schools, there's an FCS school, there's a Division 2 school, and there's a Division 3 school. So that one was great. So I started pulling the thread on that. I was like, let's do some other ones. And one of the committee members, Blue, he was like, let me write about the Southwest Conference.
Yeah.
Let's write about that one. And so he wanted to write about that one. That one's going to be coming out on Monday. So whenever this drops, it'll probably be tweeted on Monday. Sign up for the free Substack. We'll talk about basically what we do is we kind of break down what happened, how the conference formed, how long it went on. We'll list who was the champion the most of the conference, and then give you like the timeline on when it started to break up, and then when it finally basically met its maker and no longer existed any longer. So we'll do that, and we'll throw some fun graphics in there. The Southwest Conference will be coming out. I have the Yankee Conference in the hopper already. And then there's another one which is kind of associated with the Border Conference. It was called the Skyline Conference.
That one also looked fascinating.
That
I saw the
one's
preview of it. Yeah.
that one's a lot of fun too. So that'll be coming in the next 3 weeks. Just sign up for the free Substack or just look at the Twitter. We'll tweet it out. I think I got them scheduled for Monday, coming out Mondays, and just they'll do that. We'll also finish up. I got 2 more pieces, so we'll do part 10 of the Where in the World is This Coach, where I just followed the Wikipedia pages of these coaches that just hop from job to job to job, and just the most journeyman I could ever find. I got Mr. Ron Zook coming out.
Hey, I know
on
where he
Tuesday.
is. I've
We
seen
know where he
him
is.
recently.
We know where he is. That's right,
He's
Mr.
DC and Seattle right now for
He's
the
in
Sea
the Sea Drag,
Dragons.
which is
Oh.
a weird connection that he made to get that job, essentially. So there's like a point in his career where he come back and circled back to the team like 20 years before, how he keeps finding these jobs. So I'm starting to like, I guess, do that, the Charlie from It's Always Sunny, just pulling the strings, like, how did these guys keep finding these jobs, and just pulling the thread. And I did that one a little bit more on Zook. That was good. And then the last one I'm going to do is Ted Roof, which Ted Roof is the current DC of Oklahoma. So I'll definitely be doing that one. And it's just a lot of fun to just, I know we tweet and that's what we do, but I made a free Substack just to do something a little bit more longer form, and a lot of the committee members do it, and I enjoy just putting it out there. And if you want to read something and not do any work at your job, it's a good time killer. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I want to talk about some research I did. My favorite YouTube account, College Football Historian, posted the 1981 Bluebonnet Bowl and posted my favorite ref I have ever seen. PittGirl, I know you saw this. Beth, have you seen these gifs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are great. He sells every moment. The minute I saw him do the first false start and saw him do his little like really crazy arm twist, and then he turns when he does the first down and locks eyes with the end zone. God, it's good.
I'm so upset that he didn't sue Billy Blanks for stealing his Tybo moves.
Yep. He was absolutely on fire. And it was the whole game. I scrubbed the whole video. And every time he got a call, it was that till the very, he put on a show.
That
The
ref
best
was
part,
a theater major.
he had real strong theater major energy. The best was we posted this and someone was like, "Oh, that's Dixon Holman." I was like, okay, sure. And we've started finding out more about him. He was actually a judge. He was on the Texas Second Court of Appeals, and he has this very long history in North Texas. He has a park named after him in Arlington. Let me find the good quotes here. Through relentless work and discipline, he rose within just a few years of college officiating, first in the Southland Conference, and eventually, in a short time, becoming the senior referee in the Southwest Conference. He refereed 6 bowl games, including the Orange Bowl, 2 Sugar Bowls, the Aloha Bowl, Bluebonnet Bowl, and Independence Bowl. He served as president of the Southwest Football Officials Association and wrote annually, illustrated, and published, quote, Dixon Holman's Football Referee's Handbook. So I've been trying to find a copy of this book desperately, and I can't find it. I checked WorldCat, I checked all the libraries. I'm going to have to dig a little deeper, but I'm going to find this book. He was also one of the first instant replay officials for the NFL.
Wow.
But my favorite part, while working in Dallas, he watched the November 22nd motorcade carrying John F. Kennedy and Governor John Connally. After Governor Connally was wounded during the assassination of the president, Dixon wrote the governor, whom he had gotten to know when Mr. Connally had served as a lawyer in Fort Worth.
Wow.
Hope you're doing okay. So Dixon Holman, 1933 to 2015. Yep, he had a long-ass career in a bunch of things. He was a judge, a lawyer, and a football ref who had the absolute moves.
I wonder what it is about people in the legal profession being such emphatic referees. Between him and Ed Hockley, like, we have been blessed as a species.
Hold up real fast, guys. He was 48, by the way, when he was busting those moves.
Oh, wow.
Good for him.
Yeah.
There's hope for me.
There we go. People were saying, like, oh, it must have been because that's, back in the day, they didn't have the audio. There was a very poor bit of audio. Like, they were definitely trying to broadcast what the ref was saying. It may be one of the first versions of it because it was cutting out pretty badly, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Anyways, that game was, it was the game itself apparently was interesting because Michigan, I think, leveled UCLA in that game, and Michigan was in a Bluebonnet Bowl, which is a very weird place for them to be anyways. It had to do, apparently, both UCLA and Michigan that year dropped their game to their rival at the very end that kept them out, like the national title game. And they got knocked down to like the Bluebonnet Bowl. But yeah, good times. Did you guys see the UGA fan post on the message board?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh, you should. It's very good.
Yeah, it's in the doc.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, we're talking about this on the podcast.
Thank you to our friends at Message Board Geniuses for finding these things so
God.
we don't have to look at message boards directly.
People think that we're insane, like the stuff that we go through. Today I tweeted out like XFL stats, and one of our followers was like, "Why do you guys do this to yourselves?" But there are some places that we won't tread, and that's usually most message boards because I just don't have that. I don't need that energy in my life. This is from UJSports.com. The title is, "Who are the oldest and youngest opposing fans you've barked at?" Going to be hard to beat me. I once barked at a cousin's newborn the day after it was born because it was swaddled in an Auburn blanket. In the late 90s, I barked at a World War I veteran who was 102, but had ruined his dignity by wearing a Florida hat. I was not allowed to visit my great aunt again at that nursing home. I don't care if this is real or not. It is canon in my head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Georgia fans, this is canon and we're never letting it go.
Absolutely.
Just imagining being you are a newborn. You have been born yesterday. The world is already confusing, and now someone is barking at you.
A grown man. A grown man is barking at you.
Welcome to Earth.
I just let me just give you the poster's name. NASCAR dog.
Mm-hmm.
And his heading, he is a diehard supporter.
And a gold
member of UGAsports.com.
Dear God.
I mean, it's
Also,
going to be hard.
One of the visible likers of this post's handle is Realistic Ugga Fan 1191V 2.0. That means they got banned somehow the first time, probably.
Oh, absolutely. What does it take to get banned on one of these message boards?
It's a great question.
I assume, I remember people used to get banned on the old Something Awful forums, and that was hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
You paid your $5 and you were basically there for life. So I don't know what happens here.
I really want to believe that there's 1,190 other realistic Ugga fans.
That's not true. That's not true at all. You know that.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Nobody believed in them this year, all right?
Oh, okay.
Right. That's gonna be. I'm absolutely not going to believe in them next year. That's gonna be my thing. I absolutely do not believe in them.
It is the official position of the Sickos Committee that the University of Georgia is not, in fact, real. We
Poverty
do not
program.
believe in them.
It's a poverty program. Georgia Tech is the one true program in Georgia who has
Right.
more national titles. Just saying. I think Georgia Tech does. I'm not sure actually. Hold up. Make sure.
I could probably confidently claim that Georgia Southern does, but
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah. team.
They're the real team.
That's right.
Until they got Brian VanGorder in their system. Once that's in your system, you just can't get it out. It's like a parasite.
Yeah, you just got to burn the whole house down. He's in the walls.
I'm now picturing Brian VanGorder actually being in the walls. Hey, can I run your defense? Can we blitz here? Hey, let's blitz here.
He's like Bruno from Encanto. He's
Mhm.
there. You know he's there. Making friends with the rats.
Now I want to know if they actually won a title after VanGorder was there.
No, because that's after they switched to FBS, I think.
No, so they bumped to FBS in 2013.
Yeah, and Brian VanGorder was there in
2005.
Okay.
No, their last title that they had was in 2000. They have 6.
Okay, well, they definitely have.
That's right.
I forgot it was Paul Johnson who got them all those titles in the late 90s.
Yes.
God, and Jeff Munkin.
Yep. Willie Fritz was there too.
Sorry, Jeff Munkin never got a title. He's close.
I'm going to drop a picture in the chat because I just Googled Brian VanGorder and this is the picture that came up.
That was before he was hired by Brian Kelly at Notre Dame to run the defense. And also, Brian VanGorder was the second person I did on Where in the World Is This Coach?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you Google him and it's picture of him in Jets jacket, picture of him with Notre Dame polo, picture of him on the sideline at Notre Dame next to Brian Kelly. And those are just the ones that I can see at the top of the page.
I'm going to drop his picture from Georgia Southern because it's really good.
He lasted a year at Georgia Southern, by the way.
Oh, that is really
God.
good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, that's very Georgia Southern.
What was that haircut, man?
Why does he have the Kirby Smart haircut? But shorter.
It is the bowl cut. Also, whenever we talk about him,
is that part of the Georgia acclimation project? Like you move in and you have to have the haircut for a little while?
You have to have that haircut and that mustache specifically. Oh
Why
my
is
God.
that not a meme? That needs to be a meme.
This is always my favorite. This is always my favorite picture of him. It's so good. It's the one of him in Notre Dame gear being like, yeah.
The sound he's making is the sound that made Howard Dean no longer able to be president.
Mm-hmm.
Cut out his head and put it on the sicko face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh, I have another good one from when he was at Louisville.
Oh, good.
Podcasting is a visual medium.
I'm gonna throw all of these into the thread. It's great. What did you do? What is this?
I don't know why it pasted as a link. I'm sorry.
Well, that's good. That's also great. He's hollering.
Also, the link doesn't. Oh, hey. Kinda.
We're
great.
so good at technology.
So good at technology, guys. Okay.
VanGorder posted.
Speaking of good at technology, Scott Frost got his Twitter hacked.
Yeah, he did.
I was okay. So I'm on the account and I'm like, what is Scott Frost tweeting about?
Because of course we follow him.
And of course we follow Scott Frost, but like I don't think he's tweeted ever since we've been following him. And then all of a sudden, like I see a tweet from Scott Frost, and his account is locked. And I'm like, who is this? Is this really Scott Frost? And then I think it was Amy Just, who is the Nebraska reporter that we follow. She was just like, Scott Frost's Twitter has been hacked.
You mean to tell me that he's not giving out autographed laptops for Scott Frost Day?
He is not.
I very badly wanted a $600 MacBook.
Yeah.
I have 10. Scott Frost's tweet when he was hacked said that he had 10 MacBooks that he will personally sign himself that you can purchase for $600 and free shipping. First come, first served basis, and all proceeds will be going to charity. My DMs are open if interested. Then he quote tweeted it. All MacBooks are still available. Like 40 minutes later, like nobody took him up on the offer.
Let's sell out, guys. It's for a great cause.
So a 13-inch MacBook Air right now, which it looks like that's what that might be. It's kind of hard to tell. Usually retails for $1,200, which means that
a deal.
When Scott Frost signs something, its value is cut in half.
I mean,
that is some car lot depression right there, my friends.
He signed a Nebraska contract, and the value of that program got cut in half. So yeah,
Hey yo,
that's about right.
My, that's absolute savagery. I love it.
Nebraska, get better, please. Like we want this for you.
They're gonna
Do
need to
we-
convalesce for a little while.
As sickos, do we really want Nebraska to get better?
I'm gonna say yes because the rise is always fun.
That's true.
The turnaround is part of the fun of this.
Mhm.
Because
I
if you're
have I
being
have nothing but faith in Nebraska's ability to get blood poisoning again.
or be more entertainingly bad, they got boring bad this year. I think that was the problem.
That's true.
Once Scott Frost went down, like it just flatlined. Whereas I think Matt Rule is gonna make them at least entertaining.
Nebraska, bring back the veer. Do it.
Bring back the flying wedge.
Ooh.
I posted about the flying wedge today, and people were just like, "I can't believe that was ever allowed." I was like, "I know it was allowed for 2 years because people were dying."
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the one of the causes that Teddy Roosevelt got involved? Is like
Yeah.
no flying wedge.
So the Teddy Roosevelt thing was way later, actually. It was
Okay.
about a decade later. But this was so like 20 people a year were dying in college football at this point, and they still thought this play was too dangerous. Like that's because they would literally just interlock arms and try to push someone across the line.
Mhm.
It was insane.
Like, what if Red Rover, but on offense?
Yeah. And when you read Alonzo Stagg's notes from those plays in his playbook, it was assumed that the defensive linemen were going to try to jump in front of this thing. Like they were just built differently back then. It was the whole thing was predicated on the defensive linemen like taking steps forward towards 12 guys coming at you at full speed, locking arms, and that your response was going to be to move in at that. No, thank you.
You were describing the Battle of the Frontiers. The
Yeah.
reason we don't have this anymore is that all of these people died in World War One.
It is some super like Roman cavalry shit. The Mountain West schedule dropped. Lots of schedule dropped. Let's put it that way. Colorado State. What are you doing?
I want
Nothing
to say
good.
it. I want to say it in the voice of the video, if I can do it, and then just summon my Louisiana here. Colorado State. Oh no! What is you doing, baby?
Mm-hmm. When is their bye week, Commish?
Week 2. I'm sorry. Let's go. Week 0. So week 2, September 9th.
What? What? No. Why? No.
And then
No,
they have
no.
10 straight games.
Is that- I
No,
thought
sorry.
that was 11
11
straight.
straight games. Yep.
Well, they needed to like take a little power nap before Coach Prime.
That one's going to be a lot of fun. They open at Wazoo.
Yeah.
Which is going to be a lot of fun too. Then after that though, it is just awful.
I don't. I mean, this reminded me of the year like at Scott Frost, not last year with Nebraska, but the year before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they played like 9 straight games, like week 0, 9 straight, didn't have a break. I'm like, you need a break.
Mhm.
And then Colorado State is just no, like what are you doing?
The football
You
will
need a break.
continue until
Yeah.
morale improves.
It
Hey.
seems that way.
Oh my god.
Hey, Rams. Like, okay, I see that you're at Hawaii on November 25th. Maybe, like, just stay there for a little bit. It's awesome. Hawaii over Thanksgiving is the best. Like, just hang out there for a while. Go to a luau, watch the humpback whales. Like, just hang out in your little chill out tent for a little bit.
So I'm trying to scan real fast to find the other places that had really early bye weeks. Hey, ULM. Into 2021, there was a week 2 bye week
Yeah.
after Kentucky and before Jackson State.
Yeah. That was I don't think they had another open week the rest of the year either.
No, they didn't.
It did not go well. Don't do it. Take it. Why? You need to buy like no, Colorado State, don't do this.
Like even week 3 is early. Week 3 feels like you're not getting your money's worth. But week 2, after Colorado State's week 2 bye, the latest bye in the earliest bye in the Mountain West is week 5. And that's San Jose State. Like
Take a look at Hawaii. Hawaii is playing a week 0 game and only has 1 bye.
Yeah, they're playing 13 games, yeah.
Woofda.
Yeah.
That's what they usually do.
Mhm.
They usually play the 13 games and only get 1 bye. A lot of the other teams that play Hawaii end up taking, if they don't take the 13th game they get the option of, they'll
Mhm.
take 2 byes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they're playing all the way through. Getting to go to Nashville. That's the big one.
return. The return game.
And Stanford's going out to the islands. Oregon. They're playing away at Oregon. God, Hawaii, what are you doing?
Getting paid.
Mexico State goes out there too.
No. That is. Mexico
Yeah.
State gets hey. Man, Jerry Kill's got this figured out.
Yeah, it does.
That's
So
beautiful.
I got the tattoo. He's ready.
let's shift over to more spring football. The XFL. We have Guardian leaks. I gotta find
Dun dun
gotta work a
dun.
better name for this. So originally, Guardians QB Quentin Dormady, who is a Central Michigan quarterback, was caught giving opposing teams plays from the playbook.
Do we have
Y'all,
to say like allegedly? Because I don't want
I'll
to
say
get sued by the
allegedly.
XFL.
We'll say allegedly
Okay.
because
Alright.
he's been reinstated.
Okay.
Apparently, the XFL Vice President of Communications, Jeff Allstatler, said the league is actively reviewing a personnel issue in regarding a player on the Orlando Guardians who was released from the team yesterday afternoon. The statement continued, additional information on the situation was brought to the attention of the league overnight, and the league has reinstated the player while it conducts a formal investigation into the issue. The situation is under review, and we will share more details when it's appropriate. The statement did not directly name Dormady, nor did it clarify whether Dormady was reinstated by the league or the team. I know that a lot of their personnel stuff, like they have like it's not franchised like most sports. Like they all work out together. They all, whatever. So this feels like a league thing, like trying to cover their asses. I don't know if the Guardians had the right to actually fire him.
I want it to be like, well, I mean, it makes it sound like, hey, we found additional information, and so we have to reinstate him. Please let the additional information be like they were all at the backup quarterback slumber party, and they were playing Truth or Dare, and well, somebody dared him, and you have to.
And he kissed Paxton Lynch because he had to too. We've all been there.
The second time wasn't because he had to.
Yes.
It was just really electric, that feeling.
I know Paxton Lynch's granddad. This is the most awkward conversation.
Oh man.
Oh,
Let's
gosh.
talk about the wind in Vegas again.
Sorry,
let's do that.
Regis.
Okay, so Vegas week 2 at home. Vegas is back in the fucking desert, that awful stadium. They're no longer trying to hide the fact that it's an awful stadium. The camera shots are definitely way further back now. You see kids like chasing each other on like a dirt patch, like on the side of the stadium, like you do like minor league baseball games.
I mean, it was a former minor league baseball
Yes.
stadium, so it makes sense.
So you see kids like running around, but it wasn't rain this week. It was wind, and it was like 35-mile-per-hour wind. And every time they cut up to the booth, the guys were holding on for dear life, like in jackets, like holding on to things, and
In the scaffolding.
in the scaffolding. And then
Yes.
they would cut to like the offensive coordinators up there, and they also looked very unhappy.
So,
of
like, did
course-
this look like outtakes from the Jesus Christ Superstar musical?
Yes, exactly what it looked like. And the worst thing was that like the wind is shaking things. All the
Yeah.
cameras are shaking. All the, they're trying to do sideline interviews, and the wind is just gusting. You can't hear anything, and so the audio is nothing but wind. And then the audio would drop because someone cursed. Because we're still having the thing of like we're pushing the drop audio button very liberally, and it was such a bad broadcast. God,
How
was-
shaky was the cam?
bad.
So
Enough-
was it
Enough
like
that
on a scale from 1 to Cloverfield? Where were we?
about like 2 shy of Cloverfield, because like Blair Witch minus.
Okay.
It was enough that I definitely I don't get motion sick very often, but I definitely started feeling it
Ooh.
because those like horizontal line, like the lines of the field were just moving.
Oh no, I hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that.
So the best part about this is because the XFL has the weird kickoff rule. So the XFL has a weird kickoff rule. Like basically you can't move until the receiver kicks it. The kicker's all the way back there by himself, and everybody's lined up within like 5 or 10 yards of each other at like the 35, 25, in that area before the ball's kicked. Now, typically in the NFL, if it's very windy, one of the other players will decide to hold the
Yeah,
ball.
one of your guys
for
just
the
gets the
kicker.
ball. Yeah.
Just hold the ball, no problem. Since it's the XFL and all the players have to line up all the way on the other side of the field, they had a ref actually have to hold the ball for the kicker.
Yep.
And oh my God, that's so great.
Yep. The ref was holding the ball because why not?
Perfect sport. Just
God.
perfect sport.
Every
Thank you,
time I watch
XFL.
an XFL broadcast, I'm like, hey, this looks pretty good, or like this looks like a game, even though I think almost every game has hit the under because they're just not scoring what you think they would. But then it looks like this.
So you're
And-
telling me the entire XFL is Iowa?
Yeah.
Yes.
It feels like they made the plane out of Iowa. And apparently the other issue is that, like I said, they all practice in North Texas. Like their base is in South Lake, in North Texas. And all the players come back here every week to practice. And so apparently the shit talking here also leads to a lot of shit talking in the games. So we've had very fighty games lately because these players are basically living with each other in Texas and then flying out for these games because they don't actually practice in Vegas.
It's like a high school that just goes on weekly field trips.
Yes.
Or they're like every once in a while in minor league baseball, you'll get like the perpetual travel team that doesn't have a home.
Yeah.
They're all that.
And except, well, we said USFL was that last year, but this year there's homes.
There's 4 hubs this year,
just like Pittsburgh. Is Pittsburgh playing in Pittsburgh? Nope, they're playing in Canton.
Yeah.
Who's the other team? Who's the other team in
Pittsburgh
Canton?
Maulers Canton.
Who's the other team in Canton?
Is it New Jersey?
Maybe. They're the only set of teams that are not playing at least one of them in a home stadium.
Yeah, I think it's New Jersey. The New York, New Jersey Generals, I think. Oh, they could be in Detroit. I don't know. I almost said
Hitmen, and that's not it. It's wrong league. Wrong league.
That's the old XFL. The first version of it.
Yeah, wait, we have to be really careful which XFL you're talking about because there's been a lot of them.
1.0.
I rewatched that stupid fucking like coin flip kickoff dash again. And God, that was a bad idea. Like, who the fuck let them do that? So stupid. The other thing about the XFL, the beer snake is back.
We love the beer snake.
Hail
Audi
to the
Field,
beer snake.
Audi Field let them bring the beer snake back, but they had a code of conduct that I'm going to read from.
No rules, just snake.
For the safety of all fans, because a beer snake can strike when no one's looking. Get a handle it.
Sorry.
The beer snake will be permitted in sections 136 and 137, contingent on fans following the game day code of conduct. 1.
That's a... Okay, so pause. Just for a little bit of an English major moment. Is it that the beer snake is permitted in those sections contingent on the fans following the game day code of conduct? Okay. Does that mean that if they don't follow the game day code of conduct, the beer snake is not permitted in those sections? Or does it mean that now the beer snake has to move to different sections?
It's like Chutes and Ladders. You have to...
Yeah.
Well, no, or like beer snake purge. So you don't follow the codes and the code of conduct, and so now the beer snake can be everywhere.
Right.
1. No cups may be thrown from within the section or from outside the section to join the beer snake. 2. All cups must be passed to a location of the beer snake to be added, or you may provide your cups to a defender's representative who will bring the cups to a beer snake.
How do you get that job? How?
Right?
The best job. What are you? I'm the beer snake concierge.
I wonder if that sucks though. Like secretly, like you get all these drunk people coming up to you, like, "Hey, I wanna have some more of this beer snake."
Absolutely, like.
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw a lemon at your ass.
Yeah, I didn't hear about lemons this week. I wonder if they stopped selling those nice little like.
They did throw lemons again.
They did? Okay.
Yes.
I thought they were just smart enough not to serve those fucking cocktails anymore.
No.
I might have to get down to DC to observe this in person. Googling DC Defenders tickets.
They had a
in
chant
section
that,
136 and 137.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, definitely. They had a chant that broke out, and it's basically, fuck Dan Snyder.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so I started to realize one of the guys we follow, like Doug Reyes, who I think is a Full Cast After Dark producer. He said, "Hey, nobody realizes how much we love football, but we can't stand Dan Snyder. So they're just going all in on this XFL, and I love it."
Only empty cups may be added to the beer snake. Who's adding half-filled beer cups to the beer snake?
So now you're the cup representative, waiting for people to chug in front of you to add more to the. Okay, this is going to be bad.
Or I offer to chug your beer.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay, sure, that sounds good.
Yeah, I don't. I again, like you and I are both parents. I've had gross backwash drinks all the time. It doesn't matter to me.
That's a lot of spit to imbibe in one game.
No,
You know
not
what?
doing it.
You know what? I will be so healthy from then on out. Though I will catch everything. I will be full of every disease.
Listeners, I apologize for saying that sentence. I hated saying it, and I really hate thinking about it.
There you go. Number 4, any throwing of cups or other projectile objects within the seated area or onto the field of play are grounds for ejection.
So now we have 2 no throwing rules.
Well, but I assume this one's specifically about the lemons. They didn't say it was about the lemons, but this one feels like it's exactly about the lemons. And 5, the cups from the beer snake must be properly disposed of in a stadium receptacle at the conclusion of any game. Please drink responsibly.
Well, so much for finding a good home for the beer snake.
So you can't take the beer snake home.
That's the worst part. Now, the beer snake today actually got really big. Let me drop a picture for you guys.
I'm so excited.
Oh, so
Pleased to inform you that general admission tickets for the DC Defender game on Sunday, April 16th at Audi Field start at $18.
Yeah, super reasonable.
Trying to figure out how much it costs to sit in with Section 136 and Ticketmaster is not cooperating.
Rude.
I'd be surprised if they don't actually have, like, I assume it's all general admission.
It's
today's
not
beer
all
snake.
general admission. There's like verified tickets with seat numbers also.
Oh. Yeah, that's the beer snake. They actually got a really good one going today. Dude at the bottom has it on his shoulder.
That is a very good beer snake. I like that has to be kind of heavy for the guy at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, and he's like at a ledge. I don't think it's that far because he's at the bottom of the thing, but
It almost looks like that beer snake is about to knock him onto the field of play.
Yeah.
They
Top
can
of the beer
attack at any
snake.
time.
But yeah, the beer snake was doing good today. I was super impressed. Someone said it was a great idea to help like the folks that have to clean up all the shit after the game. At least all the cups are in one place.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So the XFL is still doing their things.
I feel like throwing that away would take a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what do
because
you
have to separate it. You can't just like pick up the whole stack and put it in a trash can.
Yeah, you have to break it down.
It won't fit in the trash can, I don't think.
I do love the idea of someone like picking it up and standing it on end in a trash can and it just like reaching way higher than the entire
Oh
stadium.
God, it's just going to be about the 500 hats of Bartholomew Cubbins, and I'm so excited.
Yes.
Because that's the ultimate lazy dude thing to do, right? Like you don't fold up the pizza box, you just stack the pizza box like half into the trash can. Just someone just goes like, I'm just gonna drop this in there.
Except this is in no way a lazy dude thing because you're gonna need to get a cherry picker to do it.
Just lift.
Well, what you do is you have the guy at the bottom move down towards a garbage can and then slowly tilt it up.
Then like the fucking flags at Iwo Jima.
Beer snakes of our fathers.
This is our Mount Suribachi.
Yep, exactly right. One of my favorite photoshops I ever did was so early on, and it was the guys lifting the flag, the picture of the guys lifting the flag at Iwo Jima with Brutus Buckeye behind him, like cheering him on.
Yeah, I think I was asking you to do stuff like that.
2 seconds after they took that picture, you see them all doing like the little Ohio arms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They missed that part. Afterwards, they went OHIO. Yep. So then we move on to basketball.
Cue the music.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
And we're gonna do things now. We've crowned some champions. We have the first tickets punched. I want to say congrats to, I'm gonna say Farley Dickinson?
I have a family friend who is an alumna, and I'm pretty sure it's Farley Dickinson.
Farley Dickinson, okay.
Yes.
Farley Dickinson is going on as the NEC conference because conference champion and regular season champion Mary Mac is still not eligible to go to the NCAA tournament because they're in year like 3 of their transition.
Dumb and stupid, and I hate it. Fix it.
It feels even dumber in basketball for some reason. I think because it's just not like the transition is not. It's not like your number of scholarships varies or anything really. Like, I don't know. It's dumb.
There's 862 teams. It's all made up. Let them play.
Yeah. Right.
I think like the rule is like they can't do it for like 4 years or something.
It's a long ass time.
I can see like 1 year, but 4, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some conferences don't even let them play in their conference tournament.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's like designed to disincentivize like level jumping, but like I don't really see how that would be incentivized anyway.
Like, who's gonna level jump now? Like, there's just gonna be like a random school created out of nowhere. It's like, hey, we're going to Division 1. We're gonna go right in the tournament.
To do what? That's the thing. Is especially like we're not talking about like Bibberty trying to get their jump up and buy their way into the club. We're talking about like schools that have been around forever.
Yeah.
That are just moving up for whatever reason, and yeah, I don't know. It sucks.
Do it, Tomcats. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Once they start winning more than 1 game a year, we'll have a talk. I meant football. Basketball team was fine this year. Basketball team was okay this year. Other teams that have punched their ticket to the dance: Southeast Missouri State, SEMO won the Ohio Valley Conference. UNC Asheville won the Big South. Also, I'm going to be going to Asheville next week. I'm very excited about that.
Oh, enjoy.
For a spring break trip with a friend of mine. So that should be a lot of fun. Bradley.
Go to the Moog Museum.
Was that there? Okay. Thank you. Gotta go. Bradley won Arch Madness, the Missouri Valley Conference, and Kennesaw State, hoot hoot, is going to their first NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament,
Hell yeah,
and
go
they
Owls.
beat ass.
But by
Don't forget
1
to
point,
bleep
but
it.
yes, they beat that ass.
They beat that ass.
Bleep
counts.
it.
Oh yeah, of course I will. Of course I will. Happy for all those teams. Let me see who we have finishing up tomorrow.
I think we got the SoCon Championship coming up tomorrow. I believe we have, some Southland second round action.
Sunbelt finishes tomorrow.
Sunbelt tomorrow. That's right. And then I think who else is the championship?
Just those two tomorrow. And then on Tuesday, we have the CAA, the Horizon, I have that wrong?
Looks like the Horizon League. I see the CAA.
Oh, it is Northeast. Northeast's finals is tomorrow, but they've already decided their champion because of
And the
Merrimack's issue.
Summit League.
Yeah. And then the West Coast Conference. The gauntlet is finishing up. By the way, Pepperdine, even though they were 3.5-point favorites in round 1 against Pacific, they lost that game by like 15.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know.
Pepperdine.
I don't know who the fuck thought Pepperdine like by 5 was the correct bet.
Someone.
Someone made a lot of money off that. So in the gauntlet, we do have something interesting because today BYU number 5 seed beat LMU. Who the fuck is that?
Loyola Marymount.
Well,
That
Marymount.
one. So they beat the 4 seed Loyola Marymount, and 6 seed San Francisco beat 3rd seed Santa Clara. So we have a 5 seed and a 6 seed going into the round against BYU. 5 seeds playing St. Mary's, who's the 1 seed, and 6 seed San Francisco is playing 2 seed Gonzaga tomorrow.
Okay.
That's also great. Which game, one of those games, Commish, was the one that was like past 12:30 and showed up on the wrong ESPN page?
Oh man, it was one of the.
I think it was Santa
WCC
Clara, San
things.
Francisco.
Santa Clara, yeah, the Dons. Yeah, it kept showing up on the wrong page because the tip-off time was like basically 12:30 a.m. Eastern.
Like all good basketball should be played at.
I wanted
2:30 Pacific.
you guys to listen to this thing here. So you know how you have the radio call when one team makes a buzzer beater and everybody's happy.
Oh, hold up. Let me share it. I can screen share now. So hold up.
Okay, so click on that, and
I'll play it for you guys. We can all watch
While
it.
that is loading, I do want to say that I appreciated and missed the 24-hour tip-off marathon that used to happen at the beginning of college basketball season, and I really wish they would bring that back because college me really enjoyed it.
Wait, what was that?
So I remember in 2013 or 2014, there was the tip-off marathon, right? And I don't know that it was the full 24 hours, but opening day of college basketball season, basically, it was we're going to have a different game every 2 hours and there's just going to be basketball. And they'd have somebody at Hawaii and it would tip off super late. And I remember watching basketball at 2 o'clock in the morning because I was in college then.
Midnight Madness?
Bring it back.
Midnight Madness. I think.
Midnight Madness
Madness
is the first
with it.
practice,
Yeah.
though, right?
It can be.
Well, yeah.
This is what game is this, Commish? This is Wofford and
Wofford, and I believe it was UNC Greensboro.
my volume up. And this was a buzzer beater, and this is someone's reaction to a buzzer beater that didn't go their way.
Threw it to length and got fouled. Now 2.8 seconds. Buzzer beater here. Oh no. No! I'm devastated. I'm devastated. They're celebrating right in front of me. This is the worst. This is the worst. No! Threw it to
Beautiful.
length and got fouled. Now 2.8 seconds.
We can do it again. I don't care.
Yeah, it's great.
I've listened to it so many times.
Oh no. I'm
Devastated.
I'm devastated. They're celebrating right in front of me. This is the worst. This is the worst.
So good.
Oh my god.
No.
That's what the guy has the presence of mind to be no, I'm devastated. This is the worst. Is my favorite part about this because he's not just screaming. He's narrating his pain.
Oh my god, we need to retire the Wilhelm scream and use this. It's so good.
Remind me. I actually do need to clip it because we can use that for podcast sound effect a lot.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
It was I think the video was from Coleman Crawley. He's at Sharp Shot Select. He was the one that was on the side. I mean, I don't know. This came across this came across my feed, and UNC Greensboro lost on a buzzer beater, and I saw this video, and I've watched it so many times. It's just I don't know, man. I don't mean to laugh at somebody's pain, but it's hilarious.
We've all been there.
Right. Like, that's the thing is that I think we can all.
Oh yeah.
We always talk about buzzer beaters and we always see the fun side of buzzer beaters, but we've all also experienced the other side of it. Well, I haven't because Dartmouth never lost by buzzer beater. They were always down by 20, so it didn't matter. But I assume that other teams have lost. You all have also had those feelings before. Hey, PittGirl, do you want to talk about Miami?
I honestly, I'm not mad. I'm a
Just
little
disappointed?
disappointed
Yeah.
Oh,
in the officiating.
okay.
Um,
I didn't know where it was going.
and just generally, I spent the last possession of that game chanting, "We just needed two. We just needed two. We just needed two." And then Pitt hooks up one of the worst 3 attempts I've ever seen. And it almost goes in anyway. Although I would like to take this moment to remind all of our Pitt listeners that we're not sitting here being mad about this if we had had our shit together against Notre Dame. So
That one, I'm glad. Aren't you glad we brought you up on the podcast, even though you weren't there when we?
I did. I really enjoyed that. The Pit Girl must be absolutely unhinged right now. Oh, she is. Was
I
beautiful.
was. I was still there. I was still unhinged.
That was.
I'm always unhinged. to
How
be
did
clear.
how did you guys drop a game against Notre Dame? Just
So Notre Dame has evidently been like very like they have a winning record at home this season, which is weird, and it was also Mike Bray's last game. So
oh,
there's some of
okay.
the like weird like, oh, everybody's got feelings part of this happening.
So now Pitt has to go through Duke. Is what we're at.
Maybe they play the winner of Florida State Georgia Tech on Wednesday.
So I assume they win that one, and then
If they get Georgia Tech, yes. If they get Florida State,
oh god,
we don't match up well with Florida State, unfortunately.
got it. And Miami is the number 1 seed in the ACC because this is a weird ass year.
It's very
Congratulations
strange in
to
the
Virginia
ACC.
for their share of the ACC championship as well.
A lot of people had some feelings about me saying that the ACC should be a 0-bid league. I'm just gonna say we had some people have some feelings about that.
Yeah. How about that?
I like how everybody like gets really upset, and then I have to go clarify. It's like, hey, you know not to take us seriously, right? Like,
Except
for real.
except that I've been hating on the ACC for so long at this point. I feel it is part of my brand now.
seriously, you do the ACC slander, but it's just like people just get really upset. like this is I can't believe it. And then I'm like, look at our profile picture. Look at the name of our account. You're taking us seriously? Please don't. Please
It's
don't.
like I told you the other day in chat. 75% of my opinions are real opinions and just bad opinions. 25% of the time, I'm just saying shit to get people riled up, and I think that that's a pretty good ratio for me because I notoriously have lots of bad opinions, and I'm very proud of those bad opinions. They just feel good to me. Having bad opinions just feels right to me. It's on brand.
It does.
That's fair. I will
Does.
say, to be fair, in ACC discourse,
Yeah.
I do think that there's some additional sensitivity to ACC slander this year from folks like myself who find themselves in the position that their team is on the bubble and,
Oh yeah.
you know,
second
somewhat
in the
deservedly
conference.
so. But if you had a team with the same record and performance whose name was Duke, no one would be arguing about it. So,
But you're gonna be really unhappy then when like 7-11 West Virginia just sneak or 18-13 7-11 in conference West Virginia just sneaks right into that tournament, right?
I'm glad Ken Palm loves you because someone has to.
I mean,
Woo!
we know how the brawl went.
It's true.
It is true. It is true. I also
Scoreboard, except not that one.
No, very much that one, actually.
I also want to point out, by the way, once again, the Big Ten is an absolute clusterfuck in the center. And at the point tonight that Northwestern's playing Rutgers, did they ever stop the fire? The game?
They did stop the fire in the scoreboard. One of the scoreboards at Jersey Mike's was smoking, and they didn't know what was going on there. But they did stop the fire, and Northwestern was able to finish the game, and they did defeat Rutgers at Jersey Mike's Arena.
So that means Northwestern is the 2 seed.
They are
in
the
Big
2
Ten.
seed. We are living in the upside down time. Northwestern is the 2 seed in the Big Ten in college basketball.
But if
Yes.
they'd lost the game against Rutgers,
They would have been
the
the
9 seed.
9 seed, yes. And they would have had to play Rutgers again. So
Rutgers, stop the fire.
Mhm.
I would like to take this moment to give a shout out to Maryland basketball for blowing it today. Also,
Any other bubble teams you want to give a shout out for absolutely just shit in the bed?
I want to give a shout out to the University of New Orleans for kicking the shit out of Houston Christian, aka Houston Baptist, 90-69 in the first round of the
Nice.
Southland Conference. It was a 10-19 UNO Privateers versus the 10-22 Houston Christian Huskies. So it was
You
it
let
was
them
gross.
score the sex number, and then you didn't let them score anymore. That's perfect.
That's right. That's right. That's what privateers do. They secure the booty.
That's what Houston schools do. They score the sex number.
Yar. Now they got to play the Sea Law in the next round. The 1813 Sea Law, the Southland tournament.
We don't call them anymore. That's not their official nickname. They're SLU.
SLU. I'm gonna call them Sea Law.
SLU is the Billikens, and you cannot disabuse me of this notion.
That's right.
I was
Southeastern Louisiana. So it's Hammond versus New Orleans. The fearsome battle.
just across the lake.
Yep, that's right. Right across the lake. Lake Pontchartrain and
Played
Lake
in the
Bourne.
causeway.
Oh god.
Right.
Dead center.
Played in the causeway.
I want to give a shout out, or this is me wagging my finger at someone. Tarleton State needed a new game after the New Mexico State game got canceled, so they pulled in NCCAA team Southwestern Assemblies of God out of Waxahachie, Texas. You might remember Southwest Assemblies of God because they won the NCCAA national title, I believe, or came in or runner up. I watched that game because, of course, I did. If your school is named the Southwest Assemblies of God, what nickname do you use? What initials do you use? What should you use?
Swag?
You gotta
should
go
be
with
swag.
You
You
gotta
should
go.
absolutely fucking be
Yeah.
swag, right? No, they go with SAGU.
What the hell?
Southwest Assemblies of God's University. What the fuck?
Sounds like an off-brand
Lame.
ragu.
Yes, be swag. You have it right there.
You can play like swag surfing before tip off. Like you
Mhm,
can lean into
mhm.
this. It could be fun.
Swag Jesus.
Swag Jesus. Swag.
Swag Jesus.
Me?
The mascot is
He
just like
swags,
the
he
youth pastor
serves.
sitting backwards on a chair.
Yeah. It's
Swag.
youth pastor with your Power Teen Bible, just sitting backwards on a chair, rapping about how cool God was. God was the original Coolio.
God could be swag surfing. That's right. He's just walking on the waves instead of surfing. But
Mhm.
yes, it's perfect. Just ridiculous.
Commished. Let's talk about our poll. When's that coming out? When are we gonna do our poll? for
We're
basketball?
gonna post the poll on the 6th, which will be Monday. It's the final Sickos basketball poll. Vote for the field of 68, the Sickos 68, and we will do Twitter polling to go along with the March Madness games. So the Twitter polls will be going along as we're watching the March Madness games. I just implore you to vote for 10 different teams because we want to give love to all the other ones, and we're gonna do the auto bid thing. We're going to do the auto bid. Like whatever conference has the highest amount of votes, they're going to get auto bids, just like the real tournament. Because, I mean, we take this incredibly serious here, like Sickos
Incredibly
68.
seriously.
So, I mean, we'll do it by like the NCAA rules, but like in a Sickos way. So that's what we do. Last year, our champion was IUPUI, the Jaguars.
Ooey pooey, baby.
Which is, they lost their tournament game, so they're no longer going to be named IUPUI. They're just going to be IUI.
They have one more year of IUPUI, I thought.
They have one more year? Okay. I don't know. I thought it was the last one. So we'll find out next year, I guess. So
Fall 2024.
okay,
So yeah,
Nice.
so
And
one
then,
more year.
and
yeah.
then IUP will be the last IUP standing.
that's right.
the Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
They could.
Right.
There can only be
Not
one.
the not the
Nope.
no, sorry. No, what is it? Yeah, that's right. Indiana University of
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
IUP
it's
is
Indiana
the
University
interna-
of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Indiana. Bleh, you guys got me all mixed up.
But then there's
yeah.
Pennsylvania University of California.
It's California University of Pennsylvania, I
Pennsylvania.
think, but it's also becoming
Yes.
Penn West, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but IUP will continue to exist.
Last oop standing. What is IUP's mascot?
The Jaguars.
It's Norman the Red Hawk.
No, IUP, not IUPUI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Norman
Get your
the Red
your
Hawk.
acronyms right, boy.
How dare I got confused. I'm tired. Sorry.
How dare you not know a Horizon League team and confuse it with a I don't know what IUP plays. D3, D2.
Yeah, they're in the PSAC.
Okay, there you go.
How dare I?
How dare you?
They were an
Oh,
Elite
good.
8 team last year.
Ayo.
There you go. Apparently, IUP UI's gymnasium is nicknamed the Jungle.
Sorry.
Sure.
Was that the one that
Welcome.
had like the parking for like the dog show or something?
So the men play at the state fairground. The
Okay.
women still play on campus at the Jungle.
Oh, okay.
They call it. Welcome to the Jungle.
Exactly
I hope they
what
play
I
every time.
associate with Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
I do want to shout out some women's basketball. Shout out to Caitlin Clark and the
Jesus
Iowa
Christ.
juggernaut who just obliterated Ohio State in the I think that was the Big Ten tournament final.
Whatever it
Incredible.
was, yeah.
I mean, they were just obliterating. I think Caitlin Clark at one point was just outscoring Ohio State as a whole, like 21-16 at one point in the second quarter. So shout out there. Virginia Tech.
Make her an offer, Brian Ferentz.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
She can put up points. She can do it. Also, shout out to Wazoo, the Wazoo ladies, the Cougs, which we had a little trouble spelling Cougs on the.
I have fucked that up so many times. The Cougs versus
What'd
the
you do,
Houston
like
Cougs.
K-O with an umlaut?
No,
and a G?
no.
I
So
wished.
Houston's Cougs is COOGS.
Yeah.
And then the actual Cougs for Wazoo is COUGS. And so we have I guess we've coined a term now. It's called Coug Fusion. So we're confused which Coug to do that because
I didn't hear Coug Fusion. I heard Coug Fusion, and I was thinking about some like really weird Houston, Washington like fusion cuisine.
I don't know what that would be. I have no idea.
Yeah, or
Fish.
like is it Digimon where you can like mash the Pokemon together, the off-brand Pokemon together?
Oh yeah.
That.
Hey, okay. We'll do some Digimon talk this summer. I will rep for the first couple seasons of Digimon. They're very good.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna rep for the first couple seasons of Digimon. Thank you very much.
I want to jump back to women's basketball real quick also. Shout out to UMass women's basketball, which took the 1 seed in the A10 title game to overtime. They did not win, but they got very close to beating St. Louis. So, respect.
I think that was St. Louis's first time ever making the tournament too, right?
I don't know.
The women?
I only saw this in passing on Twitter, but was like, "Hey, UMass."
Yeah, they took them to OT. That was a wild game. I think that was I think that was the first time the women ever made the tournament. If that was the final game, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was great. Wazoo, I think that was the first time they've ever won the Pac-12. So,
oh wow,
amazing victory for them. They were a 7 seed, so which is incredible for the Wazoo ladies. They're 23-13. They went through the gauntlet. They won like essentially 4 games in a row to win the Pac-12 ladies tournament.
I really hope that they don't call them the lady Cougs, do they? I hope they don't.
I hope not.
I know y'all's opinions on the lady whatever teams. It's always such a weird.
There are a handful of exceptions. Like Lady Vols is fine, but generally speaking, ugh.
Sugar Bears.
The Lady Sugar Bear.
No, they're just it's the Central Arkansas Bears, and the women's teams are called the Sugar Bears. They've tried to get away from that, but that's still
I
there.
hate that more than I can possibly.
Right?
Expect.
Like it really feels so.
Gross?
Yep. Yeah, that's the one. I wonder if Oberlin calls them the Lady Yeomen.
Oberlin
the Yo
Women's
Women?
Sports.
The Yo Women?
The Yo Women? No, I don't know.
Oh, hooray! Our team name is a cat call.
Yo.
I'm sure that'll go over super well at Oberlin.
It is the Yo Women, by the way.
Oh my god! All right. I was just joking. But
Yep, no, you got it right. It is the Yo Women.
Oh my god!
Leaning out of a car door. Yo, women.
Do they play all their games in a construction site? I'm gonna stop.
Oh no.
Okay, guys, I think that's all we got before we get in trouble. Commish, it's so good to have you back.
Thank you. It'd be great.
Beth, PittGirl, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
We will see you
Absolutely.
guys on the other side.
Yo, women.
Yo, women!